What up, YouTube? I am back. It's been a good little minute, but I am back with the homies to talk about this Cowboys and Packers game. Shit, it ain't really no crazy format today. We gonna chop it up and then get it in. Shit, we actually could finish to where actually we was starting off in the back chat. Do y'all think it's a good time to kick Tyler Smith in the guard now? Because we all know as soon as Tyron come back, he is going to guard then. It ain't no need to um avoid the inevitable.
Right.
Tuck
Yeah.
just did a video on it. You did a video on that today.
Video this morning, man, because we did the show last night. Salute to everyone that was on the round table. And it's something I really didn't think about. This morning I woke up, I was like, damn, that's a good ass question. Like, what do we do? Now, I see it from both standpoints, right? Because a lot of people that was in the comments was like, yo, Tyler Smith has played decent at left tackle, like let him cut his teeth. And then because we really don't know what's going to happen with Tyron Smith, so why kind of disrupt it and keep things as is? And then if Tyron Smith comes back fully healthy, then you can possibly make the adjustment. But then from the standpoint we were talking about last night, it really depends on when is Tyron going to return. And if we're only talking about 2 games prior to playoffs, bro, like I don't want this rookie to get tossed to left guard with only 2 games to ramp up before the playoffs start. So, it really just depends on where the Cowboys standpoint is about Tyron's return. If he's coming back mid-December, like before the Philly game or whatnot, then I would consider it. I'm just leaving Tyler Smith where he is. But yeah, man, it's going to be an interesting conversation when that really happens because the continuity of the offensive line is the most important aspect. Me personally, I hate all the substitutions going on as is with Peters and Connor McGovern, and that can lead to a lot of the penalties that we're seeing happen on the offensive side of the ball. So I'm just a proponent, man. Pick your best 5 and just roll with it. But it's going to be interesting to see. Now, what I think the Cowboys are going to do, they're going to stick Tyler Smith at left tackle until Tyron Smith returns. And if it's 1 game, 2 game, they'll just make the adjustment and tell him, hey, rookie, go figure it out like they did with them at left tackle.
Yeah. For me, I think we should leave it as is, personally. Because I think the line is only going to get better as is. You know what I'm saying? Like, ruffling feathers, if you're going to make the move, I say make the move now to kick him down the guard and then go Peters at left tackle. But then Peters has had some health issues.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, I think for longevity-wise, not worrying about issues and stuff like that and having a contingency plan, having the line as is right now is best, personally. But, they're going to bring Tyron back. So if you're going to bring him back, then just kick old boy to guard right now. That way he gets he gets the continuity now, or he gets out the stuff now. Then when you're on the stretch run for the playoffs, you're not worried about him. You know what I'm saying? So that's where I'm at now. Either keep things the same now and don't worry about Tyron coming back and making him the swing tackle down the stretch, or make the change now.
And that's the one thing I can say, DMV. I mean, we talking about possibly kicking, Peters out to left tackle. Hell, he can't even snatch the left guard position first. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah. Well, Tyler Smith couldn't either.
Yeah. So it's like,
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
So it's like, can we afford to really roll with Jason Peters at left tackle for 4 to 5 games until we get to that road map in December? I don't know. So I just think, leave it as is. I was like for the Cowboys to find their 5 and just roll with it. And then if we need to make some moves, due to depth, then you make the moves. But I just leave the offensive line as is. That's where I'm at.
Yeah. So what y'all think about Odell? What actually percentage do you give it? Usually I would be at a 0, but
Yeah.
I can about 50 right now.
I mean, go ahead.
I'm at 20%, bro. I'm at 20%, and I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but they ain't kicked the tires on them. They ain't brought them in for a visit. If they ain't called them for a visit, it ain't happening, bro. Like they love to show off that damn country club, bro.
Right. And I'll say this, man. I was with you, DMV. I'm probably like at 10% because I'm hearing, he wants a multi, year deal. He wants to, if the money's right, you hear if the money's right, you're hearing that other teams are going to be bidding for him. That just naturally knocks the Dallas Cowboys out of contention. But it's awfully funny, bro, because we hearing Zeke was talking about it. We hearing a lot of noise around Odell Beckham Jr. And I said, even for Zeke to kind of come in like, man, we want him here, we welcome here. It's like, all right, this is kind of new. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I might move my 10% up to maybe 35, 40, but I'm just not getting my hopes up on it, man, because I feel like there's a lot to really go through before Odell Beckham Jr. signed as a Dallas Cowboy, because give him a multi-year deal. Like we said last night, you're looking at 12, 13 million. Then we got to kind of look at you sideways when it comes to Amari Cooper. Why you let him go for 13, 14? You brought in Odell coming off of 2 injuries, you know what I'm saying, for almost pretty much the same price. So if I had to bet and put my money on it, I wouldn't bet. I bet that he is not a Dallas Cowboy, but I wouldn't be shocked if it happens.
But I will say this though, man, at their peak, not at the peak, but at their best abilities, if they're both healthy, Odell and Amari, I don't think that's a bad trade-off. You know what I'm saying? Like, Odell is very, very explosive, great route runner. Sometimes Odell has the dropsies a little bit, but I'm just saying, sometimes Amari wouldn't show up. So,
right. But think of it from the Dallas Cowboys and Kellen Moore scheme standpoint. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like Amari fits, what Kellen Moore and his offense does a lot more than Odell, because Odell's a volume guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're going to need to get him the volume. And that's the one thing we also have to talk about as well, is like, some of that volume needs to be going to CeeDee Lamb. I mean, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I've been trying to, give the analogy, like with your kids with Christmas coming up, like, man, play with your toys that you got in the crib first before you start asking for some new stuff. And it's like, man, I would like to see Kellen Moore really get, Michael Gallup back involved, get CeeDee Lamb back involved. Hell, get Tony Pollard involved in the passing game first before we add in a whole different toy that you're going to have to get some utilization out of, which is Odell, because he'll turn up on you and tell you if he ain't getting the rock. So, like I said, I'm 35%, 40, but would it be nice and would it change a lot of things for our offense? Absolutely, it would. I just dropped a video on Jalen Tolbert, man. It's just like, wanted to check out the film and see what's going on. It was like, he's just an afterthought, man. Like, he is not even involved in the offense at all. Not even like none of the passing concepts. He was even the first read, second read, even the third read in most cases. And so you really need to get a guy out there that can take away from CeeDee Lamb and also Michael Gallup, where if you put your third best corner on him, it's going to be lights out. And you might not even be able to put your second best corner on him in some cases. So Odell will definitely change the dynamic of our offense, but it's going to come with a price.
Well, I remember
Bitcoin.
I remember when we first got Tolbert, and and it's not Tolbert's fault. They put a lot of pressure on this kid,
right?
And he was a developmental from day one.
Mm-hmm.
Me and Professor O, when we broke him down for the draft, like after when they first got him, my biggest thing was his false steps coming out as a receiver.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He has ability to stretch the field, but I knew that it was going to take a little bit of time with him.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like they're taking the time with him, but the fans don't have the same patience because we got rid of Amari Cooper and we didn't fill that hole.
Right.
Whereas if you have Jalen Tolbert and you had Amari Cooper, we're not talking about where the hell is Jalen Tolbert. We're like, he's coming along. So you just got to kind of look at it that way. He's not done.
Yeah, I don't think he's done, but he's putting himself in a bad situation. The reason why I said it in my video a second ago, I feel like the biggest mistake that Tolbert made, he let Dennis Houston get attached to Dak Prescott. You know what I'm saying? Like, because at first, coming out of camp, coming out of OTAs, you were hearing a lot of things about Jalen Tolbert, and then all of a sudden it just stopped. And then it was this Dennis Houston mania where that's who Dak's eyes was lighting up when he spoke about him. And then to even the point where he started, the very first game where Jalen Tolbert was inactive. And I feel like that's the biggest difference. Is like, you should have been connected to hit with Dak Prescott. And when you go back and watch the film from the 14 reps or 28 reps total he's gotten this year, it's like like I said in my video, he's really just getting big boy ball. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yeah, you might have been open, bro, but I got CeeDee Lamb open. I'm taking that shot. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm getting my guys involved, and if you get something, you get some scraps. You know, so I feel like if Jalen Tolbert's going to have any impact this season, he's going to have to get out the mud. And I feel like the one thing that really limited him is that, like Mike McCarthy said, there's no special teams aspect as well. And so it's going to be something like he needs some screens. He needs something to kind of get his confidence up and get some momentum. But at this point, Dak is trying to get his offense evolving with his guys. And if that happens, then so be it. Because you think about it, even from the offensive strategy standpoint, now you got to toss in Hendershot and Ferg as well as options over Jalen Tolbert. So, man, he's way down there on the priority list.
That is actually the guy who actually came and stole everything, Ferguson.
Oh, yeah. Because they open up a lot. You know what I'm saying? They're even going with the 13 personnel with 3 tight ends. You know, they went versus the Bears. Like, it opens up a lot because now what I've been trying to get in Dallas for so long is some tight ends with some wiggle. You know what I'm saying? You kind of got 2 of them that can actually kind of play receiver a little bit and do some things in space versus kind of being your standard, you know.
Jason Witten.
Your Dalton Schultz and, you know, your chain movers, but you got some guys that can do a few different things. So it definitely opens up the offense. So it's going to be interesting to see how Kellen Moore's offense moves forward with those tight ends. So, like I said, when it comes to Jalen Tolbert, man, you got to get, whenever you get that play, bro, you got to get a hold of it and you got to eat everything you can. But as of right now, he got 1 catch for 4 yards, and that's about it.
Yeah, and I'm glad you brought up the tight ends, man, because the one thing that I would like to see more of is 22 personnel. And I know that's going to sound weird, but, you know, maybe you could put Pollard in the slot a little bit, have him come around on some jet sweeps or motion him, or actually have him in the slot on some of the RPO stuff with those guys, because both of those guys, Hendershot or Ferguson, can split out. Schultz obviously can split out. So you're not just handicapped to having those guys play in line.
Bro, I've been preaching 22 personnel with Tony Pollard and Zeke for so many years. I give up. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's more need my Madden playbook, because what you essentially do, you might force the defense to stay in base, right? Whether it's a 4-3 or 3-4, but then you're using Tony Pollard as a hybrid wide receiver or a running back. So he has to keep him honest, and you still have Zeke in the backfield as well, where you might can flex Pollard out. Now you have them lined up on a one-on-one versus a linebacker. I'm taking that matchup all day. But if they still want to stay in the box, I mean, you can feed Zeke. You know what I'm saying? So it really puts the defense in a predicament. But for some reason, Kellen Moore just doesn't want to impose his will. He lets the defense dictate what the offense does, which is a whole nother show within itself.
Yeah, definitely. And I wish.
I am all about getting Turpin and Pollard on the field together.
That's what I'm saying. So you talking about Tober, bro? Like, can we get Turpin some catches first? Like, can we get
the most explosive players on the field?
Right. And I feel like when it comes to Turpin, man, it's just like sometimes you just got to put stuff on field. I mean, we all play football before. Like, just put it on film. Like, if you start stretching the field with Turpin just a little bit, you got to respect it, because they can always build off of that, right? But it's just like, just take a shot with this kid and just never know, because we all know, especially play defense, your heart's going to skip. You know what I'm saying? Like, all of a sudden you playing safety, you creep it up in the box on Pollard or Zeke, and all of a sudden this little slot wide receiver just zip past you. Even if he don't catch it, you're thinking, damn, I got lucky on that one. You know what I'm saying? So now the back of your mind, like, hey, I got to be more smart when I'm creeping up in this box. And then you put that on film, you can build off of that. But I don't know, man. It's just, you know, like I said, they've been using Turpin as little Lucky Whitehead, jet sweep here. As soon as he comes in the game, here comes a jet. Just run it, bro. Just run the jet sweep here 2 times, and then he's subbed out. So, you know, like I said, when it comes to Odell Beckham, the difference is if you don't use this weapon, you will hear about it. You know,
yeah. And the thing about Odell Beckham and Turpin and how we can use them, I'm dying for some speed to do that damn crossing route on the play action.
Mm-hmm.
CD is all right, but he ain't the speed like Turpin.
Right.
You know what I'm saying, on that crosser. Or Odell get it. It's not necessarily speed, but he gonna make somebody miss and he out. He going for a touchdown.
Right.
So
Turpin is the guy you actually, if you miss your jam, the damn ref's putting his arms up.
Right. Well, that's the same thing when it comes to Tony Pollard. Like, bro, Tony Pollard was a wide receiver at Memphis. Like, you can put him out in space and just let him create. Like, there's so many things that I feel like Tony Pollard's just being underutilized in his offense. Like, I know the whole conversation with Cowboys fans is, Zeke this, Pollard this, but like you can use his touches when it comes to Pollard, not just carries for me. Like, if you get him involved in the screen game, get him involved in those shallow crosses, like just get the ball in his hands and let him use his God-given ability. Like, there's so much opportunity that this Cowboys offense is missing out on. But it's still stale, but we winning. We 6-2. So
you already know the Cowboys trying to keep his price down.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
We know it.
Yeah, well, I know somebody who'll open the checkbook for him. I don't know how they be getting all this money, but if he end up, Lord forbid, he ends up in Miami. Homeboy, I know what to do with him.
Well, I know a lot of people here in Kansas City is talking about it.
I was about to say, yeah, if he end up in Kansas City, bro.
Like, man, you get him with that offense, man, Eric Bieniemy, it'll be lights out, man. Like, nah, I'll franchise tag it.
Cowboys might franchise tag.
Yeah, they're gonna pull it off his shoulders and slap it right on Tony Pollard. Like, you know what? You ain't going nowhere. But
actually, that would be the smart thing to do. Is actually to franchise him. I think because
I see it coming.
Because what's his franchise tag number, like $7 million next year?
Yeah, about 7 or 8.
Yeah.
I
franchise the hell out of Tony Pollard.
Well, what they're gonna do is they're gonna franchise tag Tony Pollard, possibly move on from Zeke, and see if Pollard can carry the load. And if he can't carry the load, they're gonna move off and draft somebody else. And then
well, they might not have to because Malik is all right, man.
Yeah, I like. I think
they're gonna move off Zeke. Zeke gonna restructure his contract.
I feel like he's gonna have to come down. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like, and some of the people I talk to is like Zeke really likes being in Dallas. Of course, he wants to end his career as a Dallas Cowboy. But with that price, he's gonna have to be extremely flexible with it. You know what I'm saying? But how much is he willing to really come down? Because I don't think they're gonna fully restructure and kick the money downhill because they've been doing that for so long. They might try like, we gotta completely scrap this contract and start over fresh. And maybe he's willing to do it to stay in Dallas. But I'm kind of curious to see what was his market value be amongst other NFL teams. I feel like it might be decent, but I just don't.
As long as back in Dallas, he want to be in Dallas.
Yeah.
Well, I want him in Dallas, bro, because I want to make this abundantly clear. Like, while I think Tony Pollard should be our number one priority in the offense, Zeke Elliott, I can't, like, if Zeke moves on, I'm gonna be sick.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I can't see him nowhere else.
Right. It's one of those things. It just wouldn't feel right. You know what I'm saying? Without Zeke, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just
kind of like Mark Ingram. Mark Ingram, yeah, he went to Baltimore, but when he's in New Orleans, you're like, that's home for him, bro.
Right. It'd be for like, seeing DeMarcus Ware. You know what I'm saying? Like seeing DeMarcus Ware in the Bronx, like, it just didn't sit right with me, man. So see Zeke run the tunnel in a Seahawks uniform. And,
come on.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, it is, even now, bro, like, hearing those Browns fans chant "Coop" when I'm watching, like, just, like, you know what I'm saying, like, bro, that ain't Charles, you know what I'm saying, like that ain't Charles, man, you know what I'm saying. So I'll be damned if I'm seeing some Carolina Panther fans talking about Zeke and doing the feed me sign. Like, I ain't trying to see all that. So hopefully they'll work something out, man. But I'm with you. Like, I feel like Pollard needs more touches, man. But you know both. Like, that's what a lot of Cowboys fans don't understand. You're going to need them both to get to where we're trying to get. I just,
When you see Zeke in that damn Buffalo uniform, you'll be pissed.
Yeah. Or something stupid happens and one of them goes to Philly or something, you know what I'm saying? Like, and like DeMarco Murray did, because that hurt, you know what I'm saying? And DeMarco Murray didn't do nothing after they left Dallas except that one game on Thanksgiving where he played for the Eagles. And I was there, man, and he went off in overtime. Like DeMarco damn Murray. So,
It is what it is. All right, let's get into this Packers game. I don't know. For some reason, I'm like, I am almost damn near bipolar with this game. In my damn heart of hearts, I'm like, we're gonna beat the shit out them. in my heart of hearts, I'm like, man, we really gonna beat the shit out them. But actually, then my other side was like, man, this almost feel like one of them 15 penalties, 220-yard game.
Mm-hmm. That's the only way they're going to be able to score points. That's the only way they're going to be able to score points if they get some help, because they can't score no damn points. They can't score in the red zone. They can drive all day. They can get a whole bunch of yards, but they're just going to kick a whole bunch of field goals. Like, I just can't see them scoring a whole bunch of points unless they get a whole bunch of pass interferences at the 1 yard line.
Yeah, man.
I'm like this. We actually should really whoop. I mean, to me, I actually think we had to beat their ass. But I'm like, the damn NFL wants to keep Green Bay viable and beating Dallas to be. Hey, Aaron Rodgers is back.
Yeah, and that's why I keep trying to tell people, man. If you've seen the movie Halloween Ends, I'm like, it's just that hearing that name of Michael Myers, hearing that name of Aaron Rodgers for Cowboys fans, we just get scared, man. So we need to finally just destroy the body. Like I feel like this is the game where we need to come out. You know what I'm saying? Put the
time up,
just driving through town and toss them in a meat grinder.
Yeah,
early, so that way we are no longer afraid of the boogeyman and Aaron Rodgers, man. And I feel like we got the defense to do it because, like I said, man, they can't score points. They're horrendous on third down, like especially in the middle of the field. Like they just been struggling, and I just feel like they don't have the wide receivers that can really get open and beat that tough man press coverage. And also, we're able to get pressure with our front seven. So I feel like as long as our defense plays solid to what we've been seeing the past, 7-8 weeks, we should be perfectly fine. But like you said, you just never know because there's always that mindset of, is this the game he can turn up? It's the same thing with Tom Brady. It's like you just kind of knew, like everybody wants to count the Bucks out. But it's like, nah, they just still too close for comfort for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, because
I saw something different in that last possession with them. Then I'm like, shit, they about to start going.
Yeah. And that's all it takes is just that one little win that, you know what I'm saying? Thomas.
Man, I was hoping the damn Seahawks. I was like, shit, I would rather go to Atlanta than damn Tampa anyway.
Like you trying to tell Cowboys fans, man.
I'm like this, I'd rather go to Atlanta than Tampa.
Get y'all swim trunks ready. You know what I'm saying? Because we probably gonna have to go back to Tampa, man. I feel like we're gonna have to go back to Tampa in the playoffs. And
well, I got some friends down there, man. I might have to make that trip.
It's a good ass time. I would much rather go down there. I'm not tripping if we gotta go to Tampa, but I'm just saying, man, that'll be another boogeyman that we gonna have to face. And I just feel like he's gonna get some momentum, and I feel like the Falcons is not gonna be able to hold on to that NFC South for much longer. And here comes Tom Brady, and they're gonna get the little, the divisional championship, and then But yeah, I feel like right now, man, the way things are going, the way the Cowboys are constructed, I just don't see any team where I'm just like, I don't want to see them, right? Besides in the AFC, you know what I'm saying? But that'll be at the very end, you know what I'm saying? So, but I feel like you match up well versus Philly with Dak back. We match up well with the 49ers as long as we, can get past that and play more physical and stop the run. So, I mean, besides that, man, it's just open season with the NFC. That's why a pickup like the Odell Beckham Jr. thing would have showed not only the organization, but Cowboys fans, man, we need to see something that shows we're all in. I'm saying you got your future Hall of Fame linebacker, recruiting this guy. You got your future pretty much Hall of Fame running back saying we want this guy. You got just do it. Just do it. And then I swear if it falls through the cracks and we are strapped to cap hell for whatever reason that might be, and we have to cut Leighton Vander Esch and maybe lose Donovan Wilson, we'll be okay. You know what I'm saying?
But we will be. Yeah.
Why not just focus on right now? You see the lane is clearly open. And that's the one contrast versus the Cowboys and the Eagles. This is like they don't even have it really open, but they just like, you know what? We about to just go for it. You know what I'm saying? We don't know what we're doing. We ain't spent 3 first-round picks on wide receivers, whatever. We just going to go for it and go all in. And what that does, it really shows your fan base and the team we believe in this year, not about what's going to happen next year or 2 years down the road. And I just think that sentiment just needs to die. That's the real boogeyman in Dallas, if we're being honest.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, I'm with you. Here's the thing, right, with Odell, and you're absolutely right. If it doesn't work, we're just going to do the same thing that we're going to do this offseason anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Vander Esch is probably going to be gone anyway.
Right.
Donovan Wilson is probably going to be gone anyway.
Right. Schultz will probably be gone anyway.
Yeah. So we're just going to do the same thing. So you might as well just, it's really low risk in my opinion. What are we risking?
To me, because Michael Gallup contract is basically funny money anyway.
Well, we can get out after next year too. Like this whole
contract is basically funny money.
Right.
I mean,
you got your young ass tight ends. They in for a couple of years. You got Tyler Smith. He's in for a couple of years. Like Micah, he's in for a couple of years.
The only real priority I would say that would probably be in the off season as of right now would probably be Terrence
Trayvon
Steele.
Diggs.
What about Trayvon?
Trayvon
I think
Diggs.
you could re-sign him too, right?
I mean,
I
that
think
might they try to get on it early. I don't think they're gonna do it though, because they can do the 5th year on CD, but then they might try. I don't think they're gonna do it early on Diggs, man. I just don't see the Cowboys being proactive. They're gonna be reactive. Well,
Yeah.
you know, Trayvon didn't have the interceptions that
Yeah.
they go PFF Trayvon.
Well, his yards was down, but
Yeah.
he only had 5 interceptions.
They go like, Trayvon gives up too many yards and so.
Man, look, I'm just gonna tell you, Trayvon out there balling, bro.
He is
balling.
Yeah,
balling.
it's funny. Like all those Trayvon, I ain't see him. I'm on PFF right now. I'm seeing articles about Trayvon. Nothing. Just nothing.
Now interceptions matter.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, I remember Slade threw some shade at him earlier in the year or before the season, and now he like that boy elite.
Right. Yeah.
Because on the Sherman show, he was throwing shade, and you knew who he was talking about.
Right.
When they were talking about the All Pro people and stuff.
Right. And he's second in interceptions right now, but only 3. And that's a down season for Trayvon. Only 3 interceptions.
Man, he actually should have had 4 because that was a BS.
He should have had more because I'm pretty sure he didn't drop some too.
Right. Yeah, he's a damn truth. And like I said, man, that price gonna be crazy for him. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's gonna be the hard part is the CD, Trayvon, Micah, you know what I'm saying? That kind of wave right there. It's gonna be really interesting to see how the Cowboys.
Micah's the contract they actually better. He actually proactive on.
Yeah, it's all looking
Well, I was talking. Well, it's funny because I was arguing with some people about this because I said Micah's cut from the same cloth that Dez is.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like Micah can't be controlled.
Mm-hmm.
Micah a little different.
Mm-hmm.
And them negotiations when Steven throw out that damn that bullshit ass first one,
mm-hmm.
Micah gonna let you know, like, I don't know what they thought this is. Like,
right.
this is insulting.
And I feel like that is going to be the turn of the Micah Parsons era in Dallas, where he feels like he's disrespected after he's earned everything. Because right now, Mike is just so young and green. He feels like, yo, man, if I go out and just play hard and do my job, I'm going to be rewarded for it. And he just don't understand how that works in Dallas. You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't go as smooth because, you know, Dez had to say, "Oh, my babies, I'm not playing." Like, you had to see what they did to Dak. Zeke had to go all the way to damn Cabo. Hell, they even played with Zach Martin's money a little bit.
I said the same thing. I said that too.
You know what I'm saying? So he gonna be in the negotiations and be like,
Micah gonna be like, yo, what the hell?
Yeah. And it's gonna get
hurt the Cowboys front office. What if he win defensive player of the year? So he's gonna go from rookie defensive player of the year to damn league defensive player of the year. He gonna like, come on, play with me.
And he's the leading jersey seller in the NFL for last month too.
He gonna like play with me.
Pretty much he's the face of the Cowboys. A lot of people disagree with that. When I say that, like, he's the face of it.
I said that before. I said that before the year. said, he's the face. When he won the fastest man competition, I was like, oh, he took it.
He has not sat down since the moment we drafted him. I swear. Like, bro, I was watching some random YouTube one night, you know what I'm saying? And it was Micah Parsons with this dude, and he was like doing all these football competitions with him, and the dude had to get a Cowboy star tattooed on him because he lost a 40-yard race. I'm like, bro, Micah's everywhere. The Madden challenge, he's there. You know what I'm saying? He's a Madden ambassador. Now he's doing the Sleep Number commercials, Pizza Hut. You know what I'm saying? Like, he is just everywhere. He's being an ambassador for the Cowboys, and he is going to be, and I said this, we really haven't had it maybe since Deion Sanders, where we have a player that's universally loved. Like, we love Dak, right? You know what I'm saying? We'll buy Dak jerseys, but if you go talk to, you know what I'm saying, a 49ers fan, they're like, Dak is all right. You know what I'm saying? But like Micah here in Kansas City, I wear a Micah jersey. Like, oh man, I love me some Micah Parsons. Like, you know what I'm saying? Giants fans like, man, you guys hate the Cowboys, but I love, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's just that universal, you know what I'm saying, player that everyone loves that the Cowboys really had never had. And so that's gonna come with the price tag, man. But
Micah's probably the first transcendent player we've had since Larry Allen.
But see, Larry Allen was a offensive lineman. You know what I'm saying? So he didn't get the glow. You know what I'm saying? Like, like I said, I mean, even though he wasn't ours, I would say Primetime was kind of that guy where it's just like everyone just loved Prime. But it's like,
well, Elton, where did you meet Micah Parsons? Because
at the Spence fight,
where was that fight at?
Cowboys Stadium.
right.
Exactly. So who took the picture with the championship belts when they was doing the face-off? Micah Parsons.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
So
WrestleMania, Micah Parsons. You know what I'm saying? And Micah's also doing the smart thing that Dez did by tying himself to the community. You know what I'm saying? Like, crazy thing, I get the inbox from Micah on my Instagram, and I'm double checking. He's reaching out to me to sign my jersey. And I was like, you know what I'm saying? It was just the weirdest thing. Like, I had to double check, like, all right, this is the same account. But that's just how he is, man. He's just a very humble dude. You know what I'm saying? He was talking back and forth to me, talking to me about the channel and everything. And then, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's connected with the fan base. There's so many people who I was like, man, I ran to Micah at the restaurant, you know what I'm saying? And down.
Yeah, that was just
I was
walking back, like, because my damn story, I was walking back from the weigh-in because I didn't want to take a lift from Texas Live back to my hotel, so I am walking to where the Walmart is, which is about 5-7 minutes from Texas Live to the Walmart. Then I didn't look past and said, "Oh shit, that's Micah."
Right.
I was like, "Hey man, what is up?" And he was like, "Yeah, I am good." And we talked real quick, but I didn't want to go full damn stand. Hey, I'm a Cowboys fan.
Right. Yeah.
But it happens, like he actually would have did it, but I didn't want to do it. I'm like, I didn't felt weird. Like, damn, I actually want to do this and that, but I'm like, man, he is going on about his day. I am just gonna let him be.
Yeah. I mean, and that's how I was, man, in Vegas at the draft when I ran the Dez, man. Like,
we ran the Dez. Yeah,
I ran him at first, like, hey, man, huge fan. Took a picture. You know, saying like, all right, man, appreciate it. And I walked off. I was like, man, if I always met Dez, I always said I was going to ask him one question. And my homeboy's like, bro, you might not ever get this chance ever in life. Just go do it. You know what I'm saying? All he can do is say no. So I go back over and he's like, yeah, man. So we just start chopping up for like almost 30 to 40 minutes. You know what I'm saying? And like, here comes Jaw Rule. So it's just like being able to do like to be able to have that, bro. It's like, can't nobody ever tell me nothing wrong about that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'll throw hands over this, you know what I'm saying? And so that's the same thing that you're seeing with Micah, that he's enriched himself in the community, bro. It's like, it's going to be hard to see any Micah Parsons slander on the timeline and me let that slide. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just ain't going, because we know what's going to happen. Micah got paid all that money. Now he only had 8 sacks. Micah got paid all that money. Like, yeah, we know what's going to happen, but he's going to be enriched in the Cowboys culture in the community, where we're gonna ride for him, man. And so
I don't even think he's even scratched the surface of what he can be.
Bro, he's still just playing off of instinct.
He's still a baby, yo.
Right. And people forget Micah's an opt-out kid. You know what I'm saying? He didn't play that last year at Penn State. He opted out that full season, man. So he just came in out the gate and just, you know what I'm saying, just killing it.
A lot of those opt-out people came out like that, though. Jamar Chase is like that too.
Right.
I want to say Rashawn Slater. I know he got hurt, but he was an opt-out kid too.
Right. Which makes a lot of college kids start to think different. like I really need this. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you know who else opted out? Dan Bosa, Lil Bosa.
Yeah.
He didn't play his last year. But it didn't have nothing to do with COVID. But he opted out to get ready for the pro.
Yeah. So
I'm actually still thinking we got so lucky with Micah. I don't really think they wanted Micah, and they just said, "Damn, Horn went, Surtain went."
I'm so glad he didn't go to Philly.
Oh man, I would be miserable, bro. Because he fits that. I mean, he's from there. You know what I'm saying? So he fits that whole dirty, grimy. Like, bro, we would be in hell if he went to the Eagles, man. And like I said, the Cowboys, we had 2 options. If not anybody else, we would have fumbled that draft, because it was between Rashawn Slater, who we'd have been okay with. It's not Micah Parsons, like that sexiness, or Micah Parsons. If it was a Jamin Davis, or you know what I'm saying, or what was the dude that went to the Cardinals from Tulsa?
I know who you're talking about, because he was solid.
Yeah,
he might have been okay. I can't think of it. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, like those type of players, man, we'd have been screwed. You know what I'm saying? We'd have been screwed, and that's why I say, a lot of people get on like the Cowboys.
Unless we would have got Nick Bolton, or was that the year before?
Now that was the same draft. The crazy part, we could have got both of them. We could have got, in the second round.
We should have got both of them. I don't know why we didn't get Nick Bolton.
We could have got
Asante Samuel or homeboy from the Cleveland Browns, JOK.
Yeah, so imagine we got Micah, then turn around, got Nick Bolton and spun the block. You know what I'm saying? like I said, even Asante, man. But hey, I don't want no problems. But
I do want those problems. Damn
crazy
it.
thing about it was the damn Chiefs. I mean, the damn Broncos and Panthers needed damn quarterbacks. They didn't need corners.
Right.
Like, thank you.
And I think that's what threw everybody off. You know what I'm saying? It's like you were like, okay, well, the Broncos going.
I thought they were going to go quarterback. I really thought they were going to
really went with Justin Fields or something like that. And then
I know they all thinking, damn,
right?
Because Fields is cooking now.
Right? Yeah.
They like,
he about to be a problem. He about to be a problem for a while because he can actually throw.
Yeah.
I'm like, Fields is cooking right now.
That's a whole other conversation about how he's better than the guy that everyone else is boosting up in our division. You know what I'm saying? I feel like Fields is a much better quarterback than, you know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna say no names, but you know what I'm saying? Also at that second pick, bro, it's like I was talking to Professor O, and I was just like, man, I looked on Instagram and dudes just back rapping, back videos, back chain around. I was like, it hurts. It hurts.
What kind of special teams player is a rapper?
Bro, I don't know, man. I just don't. I give up on it. You know what I'm saying? Because it's hard because I follow them both, and I might click on the Instagram story and I see Asante. He's in the lab. You know what I'm saying? Or he's at a Chargers event. You know what I'm saying? Or he's talking about his brother Derwin James. You know what I'm saying? It's all football related. And then the very next story, it's just new video out. We rapping. I got my chain back on. I'm just like, bro, secure the bag first. You know what I'm saying?
They panicked. Somebody panicked there. Because then we ended up getting Nashawn Wright, who more was what they really wanted.
Right.
But I think they were like, we might not have a chance at getting a corner.
Right.
So let's just get Kelvin Joseph. And they probably were like Asante, Kelvin Joseph. And I'm just like, man, get the pedigree kid. Right. All the pedigree kids are killing.
Right, because they're playing for something much more. It's the name of the back of their jersey, bro. It's like a lot of people talk like, oh, because of like, no, bro. I watched this kid from the jump. I know what he is. Like, I'm a know. Y'all just saw me in Miami. Like, I know my guys. You know what I'm saying? I know which ones are capable and which ones are not. And I know that this kid is many times as bad as our team was back then. He was saving our. You know what I'm saying? So
football is bloodlines. Football is bloodlines. Like, think about it. Think about all the Matthews. Think about all the Mannings.
Right,
bro. Like.
Think about how much our defense looks different if you got Diggs and Samuels as our two booking corners.
Right. And then you get at tossing Deron Bland or maybe even move Anthony Brown back inside.
Slot, which he's a better slot than he is. I mean, he's been decent on the outside, but he's a better slot. Hell, damn, like I say to you all the time, the only reason why Jordan Lewis is still on the roster is because Boss Man's a fuck up.
That and the injuries. That's part of him fucking up, him being hurt.
Boss Man's a fuck up, so you actually can't get rid of Jordan Lewis. You're like, all right,
you got to keep him, which is surprising because Nashawn Wright, I thought that maybe he would have the opportunity to really step in and snatch it, but he kind of fumbled it this offseason as well, where Deron Bland came in and stepped in. That's why I was trying to tell people in my video about Jalen Tolbert. Like, sometimes you might not get a second season, bro, because there's going to be a whole new draft class coming in that might come in and seize the opportunity where it's some fourth round wide receiver from Chattanooga comes in there, starts cutting up and taking, you know what I'm saying? And all of a sudden they're looking at you completely different. Like, so nothing's guaranteed. I mean, hell, look at John Ridgeway. Like, John Ridgeway is playing great out there in Washington, but we had so many people already in house. It's just like, you know what? We'll just move on because the Cowboys, we like to have 80 damn picks in the draft. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know what? There's always going to be people that come in and take your opportunity. So you got to stay on guard.
But if you look at the Mike McCarthy regime, they actually will cut you after a year.
Right.
They don't give a damn.
Right.
How many people
Yeah, because they're actually bringing in players, bro. They're going to big schools, or they're actually like, if you're a good player, they're taking you. It's not a whole, are you going to fit in with like, nah, if you're a good player, they're going to take you.
Right.
Like, oh, what? Yep, you ain't gonna. Because what actually was the corner from Matosa they took in 2020? He didn't even make it last year.
Yeah, Reggie Robinson. Yeah,
they was like, all right, dog.
He's not even in the league anymore.
They're like, all right, dog, see you.
Yeah.
And what was the pass rusher? He didn't get a year.
Bradley and I.
Yeah, they like, nah.
Right.
See you later.
Right.
You ain't gonna get your 4 years around here.
Right.
Shit, Jalen Tolbert might be cut.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, he might be gone.
He's gonna have to battle with Simi. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna have to battle with Dennis Houston. Like I said, even though he was an undrafted guy, that kind of cornering him all. You know what I'm saying? So there's something there that they like. You got Dennis Houston. You know what I'm saying? Then you got Jalen Tolbert, kind of those three, because what really screwed Jalen Tolbert up is then you add Kevontae Turpin into the mix. That was a whole nother wild card. And then we going to draft some wide receivers next year. So what if we take a wide receiver in the second round, right? His priority is going to move up the chain over Jalen Tolbert. So, like I said, he probably got about 2-3 games to really get it, because once Noah Brown comes back, and if they do sign Odell Beckham, he's going to be an afterthought.
Yeah, you were talking about Dennis Houston being the guy. I think Noah Brown is the guy that held him out the circle, because, I mean, Dennis Houston at least had the Michael Gallup body type, where they felt like they could probably plug him in for a couple games, and it was, something that we were kind of missing, because that's not Noah Brown's body type or the type of ability that he has. But Noah Brown can play in the slot, can block, and do a lot of the other things that Tolbert can't.
Right. And I feel like coming into the season, they viewed Noah Brown as their wide receiver 2 until Gallup came back. So I feel like he was already solidified. It was really that wide receiver 3, which that's where I thought Tolbert was going to be. So to find out it wasn't even active, and then you have Dennis Houston, the undrafted guy who was active versus Tampa. You know what I'm saying? That lets you know how far you got jumped. You know what I'm saying? Like, because he jumped Simi, he jumped, all those people got jumped over Vasher, who kind of like Dennis Houston jumped from the bottom to the top of the food chain and then fell right back down to the bottom. You know what I'm saying? So, but it's gonna be interesting, man. But if it's up to me, I go get Odell, because I feel like what the Cowboys are trying to do at wide receiver is throw a bunch of stuff at the wall and hope somebody sticks. But we're at the point, let's just go get what we know is gonna stick, and then we'll figure it all out later.
Let's get Odell for the run. You know what I'm saying? Get him for the run.
Right. Everything should be about the run. Facts.
Because if we could get Gallup back in the 2019 Gallup, and then you add Odell, I think we're good.
Right, because you can go out there now with Gallup, CD, Odell, and then tell me like Noah Brown's your number 4 guy. You know what I'm saying? Like that, I'm perfectly fine with that. That's more than enough.
Not to mention Noah is going to help you on specials.
Right.
So him being the number 4, there's nothing wrong with that. You're not wasting the roster spot.
Right. So your 5 essentially would be Odell, CD, Gallup, Noah, and then Turpin. That's cool.
And I think Turpin's gonna get us a kick soon.
Oh yeah. He, you know what I'm saying? He just been flipping the field though, but it's eventually he's gonna break one.
Boss man's the only reason.
Yeah, I'm about to say, Boss man, get the hell out the way. He might have broken.
Yeah,
he should have broken 2 by now. Boss man in the damn way. You don't get that damn 4.2 speed out the way.
Rapping, bro.
Smoking them blacks before the game.
Oh, bro. Like, my man dropped the rap video, bro. It was up for like 6 hours. It had 80 views. Not 80,000, 80 views. I'm just like, just can't leave it alone. You know what I'm saying? Just can't leave it alone right now. You know what I'm saying? All summer, you know what I'm saying? Secure the bag first, bro. Like, get the starting position. Because I try to tell people, if you ball out as a Dallas Cowboy player, everything will come to you. You know what I'm saying? If Trayvon Diggs dropped a rap album right now, we all buying it. We all, you know what I'm saying? Because he's taking care of business first, bro. Take care of business first and then do this other stuff. Don't send me no links to listen to your new music and you can't even get off special teams yet.
Facts. I'm not gonna lie. I listened to that Cole Beasley album from cover to cover. It wasn't that bad either.
Share it all. Yeah, bro. Like, yeah, Cole Beasley, Free Reign. I listen to all that stuff, bro. Handle business. If Micah dropped the freestyle, bro, I'm sharing it everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Take care of it. first, bro.
The defense would be so much better if Boss Man actually panned down.
It's not gonna happen, bro.
I'm just saying in damn general, because that is another damn near 4-3 guy on defense. Do you know how fast our defense would be?
I just think I forgot what game that was. Was it not the Bears? Was the one before that where he got in for Diggs?
The Lions game, he gave up a touchdown.
Yeah, Lions game. He just got subbed in, got picked on. You know what I'm saying? Like stuff like that because he had lapses. He had, you know what I'm saying? He was shaded inside way too heavily and, you know what I'm saying, gave up the outside. Like it's just those mental lapses you can't have. And when it comes to mental lapses, because even Mike McCarthy said this, if a coach questions your mental lapses and just being mentally there, you don't need to have outside distractions right now. You know what I'm saying? Like you just need to be locked in and on the game. But you know,
He played the hell out of that gunner position though.
Yeah. Well, he's been fantastic on special teams, but I could have got you that in the 6th round. You know what I'm saying? I could have got you that in the 6th round. You know what I'm saying? Or hell, you could have CJ Gooden out there. You know what I'm saying? And put somebody else out there to be a gunner. You know, but you know, it's a work in progress with them. I just think that for a 2nd round pick, it's just not going to reach the level that a lot of people expected. And I just think knowing what was around there in that draft, it's going to have a lot of people kind of scratching their head for quite a while.
He actually probably still got a 6 to 8 game suspension waiting on him.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah, I think they got him because I think that Merrick went. The Raiders came up and got him, and I think they just didn't have a backup plan for.
Yeah, I think they panicked. You know what I'm saying? I tell people like if you play fantasy football, you got somebody in the queue, and right before you know what I'm saying, it gets swiped out your queue, and now you on the board. You like, oh man, I was supposed to go wide receiver. Do I go running back? Do I go? You know what I'm saying? Like
they panicked in the 1st round too because they traded the Micah pick.
Yeah,
and they lucked up with that.
They got lucky.
Philly messed it up. I mean, they got Devontae Smith, but think about it. They had to go out and get AJ Brown, so they really could have had AJ Brown and Mike Parsons.
Right. Yeah, and would have been running stuff. But I tell people when it come to my reaction video with Micah Parsons, it's like I was trying to tell everybody because you know that draft, nobody wanted to go offense. Like he couldn't go offense, you know what I'm saying? Because nobody wanted Kyle Pitts, and that's a whole nother conversation. But it's like I kept telling everybody, if you're going to get someone that can change your defense, it's not those corners, it was Micah Parsons. You know what I'm saying? But that was kind of like my very first year doing draft content. So I let so many other voices talk me out of the pick. Like, damn, maybe I'm tripping. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I didn't think we would use him right. I thought that he was an edge guy. I promise you. I said that to somebody else. I was like, I think he's an edge. Yeah. I think he's like he's like a Von Miller type, but we ain't gonna use him like that. We're gonna have him in here. We're gonna have him in there like Van Der Esch.
Yeah.
I was just like,
that was the whole thing with the pick. I'm like, yeah, Parsons is better than JOK and all of them, but they actually gonna have him in middle linebacker. It ain't no need to
run in space. Yeah,
I'm like, it ain't no need to get down.
And if you think about it, they did until D-Law and Randy Gregory got hurt.
Yep.
So they really did have him. Like he wouldn't be as good as he is if they didn't get hurt.
Right. Yeah, you know, and that's how the Cowboys do. They get lucky. They luck into stuff because I said the same thing with Tyler Smith. If Tyron Smith doesn't go down, Matt Waletzko doesn't go down, Tyler Smith's not playing left tackle right now. And then who knows? He's probably subbing in and out with Connor McGovern. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, Cowboys get lucky sometimes with their draft picks and they'll, you know, paint the Will McClay brush over. Like, oh, yeah, we drafted. Like, no, y'all didn't. Y'all got lucky, fam. They just gave it up. You know what I'm saying? So, but I remember when I dropped that video, man, it was so many people. Micah Parsons, he's horrible. I was like, bro, this kid's just.
I know. Like, what are y'all watching?
The film is right.
He's the best defensive player in the draft. Like, what are y'all looking at?
Yeah, like, this kid is incredible. You know what I'm saying?
I honestly look. It was a couple of things. Like, I thought that he was gonna go. Like, I didn't think that the bully stuff was gonna drop him like it did.
Right. And that's what happened. A lot of people let that noise get to him. You know what I'm saying? And then, of course, you know how Twitter be. You know, you're defending this abuser. I'm like, I bet y'all like that now. It ain't mentioned one thing about bullying since. You know what I'm saying?
I never cared about it in the first place. I'm like, I damn played football. We actually did all the shit they damn said he did. I'm like,
right. Yeah.
I'm like this, y'all who ain't never played football.
But they don't understand the locker room culture. Yeah.
I'm like, so.
And plus, and you gotta look at it this way. I mean, it's Penn State, bro. They do weird ass shit, bro.
Right. Yeah, it's just culture.
And it's linebacker university. You knew he was gonna be good. It's Penn State.
Right. Yeah. Facts.
Like, I don't know how else to spell it. Like,
yeah,
bro. Y'all expecting a choir boy at Penn State?
Right. Yeah.
Shit,
the first game they we need some dogs.
Yeah, for me, I'm like, sometimes you need somebody that's nuts.
Right.
He actually not even nuts.
Right.
Sometimes you need somebody with a screw loose. Right. I say that all the time.
Right. And that's the thing. A lot of people don't understand how many those people with red flags we got on our team. Like Sam Williams had more red flags than Micah Parsons. And that's why I was kind of like, I like Sam Williams, the player, but it's just like, bro, he had a whole bunch of red flags. You know what I'm saying? Like a whole heap of them. You know what I'm saying? So I was just like, all right. But it's like, all right, you got to give these players second chances to grow up and kind of learn from it. And then you kind of watch how Sam moves. Like, all right, he's kind of matured a little bit. The other guy who
why they ain't take George Pickens. Because George Pickens is the dog we damn need.
But see, they don't want dogs that'll bite back. You know what I'm saying? They want dogs that can put a muzzle on. You know what I'm saying? So that way they can say, you know what, you had some issues, but no one's gonna pick you. But we believed on you and gave you a second chance. And so you're kind of tied to the Dallas Cowboys. You know what I'm saying?
What they don't realize is that Micah is that.
Yeah,
Micah is that.
Right. Yeah, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
You'll find out, yeah.
They're
gonna find out.
The side of Micah that a lot of people haven't seen, and when it comes out, they're like, "Oh my god, why is he going off on Twitter?" You know,
he already started doing it.
Yeah.
Micah gonna be a $35 million a year guy when it's his time.
Yeah, it should be,
and especially with the cap shooting up the way it's starting coming this year.
God, I tell you, what they're going to try to do to him, Stephen Jones. They're going to try to pay him linebacker money. That's what they're going to try to do.
Yeah, it's going to be like, I'm watching what TJ Watt got over there. I'm looking at what Myles Garrett got.
Yeah.
I'm looking at what the Bosa brothers got. Like,
yeah, now they don't try to,
I'm better than all of them, fam. Like,
with the linebacker market, with the linebacker market, that's what they're going to try to do. And that's when they're going to feel disrespected. And that's when it's going to blow all up. And that's when the fun's going to start.
Michael wants too much money. He's being selfish.
He means selfish. We couldn't get any free agents because Micah Parsons wanted defensive end money, not linebacker money. And if it wasn't for Dak, then we could have gave him the defensive end money. But Dak is just being so greedy. Shut up.
Players act like they paying them.
Yeah, right. Like it came out they paycheck. You know what I'm saying?
I don't give a damn what they get paid.
Right. Like sometimes I wish some of their bosses would be send them an email like y'all asking for too much money, so you make a pay cut. You know what I'm saying? Spread the pie around and see how y'all feel.
Exactly. Nah, if it's somebody that, if you're looking at the market and it's like, all right, this is where I'm at, and then your agent's telling you, and then you got all these accolades, like, bro,
right.
you gotta come correct.
Right.
Well, don't you want to be a Dallas Cowboy?
No. Mike will be a star if he was in Pittsburgh. He probably even be a bigger star if he's in Pittsburgh. Like he gonna be a star regardless of where he at. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, no, he don't need to be a Dallas Cowboy. They're gonna try to hold that to him. You dreamed about being here and we believed in you and all that stuff. And you know what I'm saying? Like we saw what Randy Gregory did. Like that don't mean nothing, fam. On money. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, ain't no loyalty in this, man. This is business. So
Stephen A. Michael, work with us. You actually got all them endorsement deals. You can, the
only way you can talk to him like that is if you got a dynasty. So you got to build it.
Right.
That's the only way you can say, hey.
Well, to me, and I damn felt that last year, I honestly think they can win the Super Bowl in the next 2 to 3 years.
I felt like that every year, bro. I felt like that since Dak been the quarterback. I was like, he eventually going to get one. Because
honestly, we actually probably got a better shot this year than last year.
Yeah, with everything happening, with all the quarterbacks falling off. And...
I can see that. I can see that. You know what I'm
saying? And damn, honestly, I don't fear the Chiefs or Buffalo because their pass happy teams. You ain't
But
gonna
Miami?
get 40 pounds and throw on us.
But Miami though, I fear the hell out of them.
Yeah, with speed,
Yeah.
speed, more. That's what I'm saying. I'm optimistic.
Baltimore also.
I feel like
Baltimore,
tonight, but that's what I was saying last night. I feel like that end of the year gauntlet when we have to go through Philly and then also turn around and play the Titans. I'll see what type of team we really are, because we come out there and let the Eagles run it down our throat again on Christmas and turn around and let Derrick Henry, kind of bully us again. Like, that's where I really want to see. I feel like the Cowboys are fare well versus the finesse teams, but I want to get bully proof. You know what I'm saying? Those teams are going to line up, punch you in the mouth, and not be too cute, because we saw what happened last year.
Really, that's the rest of our schedule.
Right. Well, I mean, we got Minnesota. I mean, like I said, I'd like to look forward, because we got the Minnesota game. I feel like, Thanksgiving, even with the Giants, we got the battle there. But I feel like those two games back to back, where we're going to really go through the thick of things and play some bully ball, I'll be able to kind of see, like, all right, do we got it, or do we, or do we don't? And that's why I won it last year from the Cardinals game. I was like, all right, this is my game where I can see, all right, this is going to be that team. Then we got punched in the mouth, and I was like, damn. You know what I'm saying? Like, all right. You know what I'm saying? Maybe we ain't got it, but we'll see.
Oh, Kellen was holding plays for the playoffs.
He's saying everything. Why would they run everything right now? Because we might have to play them again, Tuck. Oh my God, you're just being too negative. All right.
All right. I said it in that pregame. Oh yeah, damn. What's his name? Missing field goals. Yeah, we was about to lose this game.
Yeah.
Shit. Mars been godsend on some real shit.
Right.
Yeah.
I ain't trying to jinx it, but man, he's been, you know what I'm saying? Just simple stuff like extra points.
Yeah. And really,
Greg the leg was missing them shit.
Right.
Yeah, I would say Mars only missed. Actually, it's actually funny because he hasn't gotten one.
Don't jinx him.
He hasn't gotten one of them 60-yarders yet.
Yeah.
Those are the only ones he's missed, right?
Did they try
because I ain't even mad about
it? Like a 65 or something like that. It was something crazy. Wasn't like
59 and like 63. I'm like,
yeah, it was some big boot. Yeah.
I remember he made a 60-yard field goal and we got our asses whooped by the Jets.
Right.
So
but his ass missed a 35-yarder that game.
Exactly. So I don't know, man.
Even with this Packers game, because to me, if Aaron Jones don't play, Dillon ain't been running like he was last year.
Right.
I don't think they have the line to take advantage of the areas that we're weak at, which is the edges. That's they're struggling up front over there.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. And I also don't feel like, even if they want to play the slow, lethargic run game, like, they're going to have to score. And that's when they struggle the most. You know what I'm saying? So if you have a whole 8-minute time of possession play and you get stalled out in the red zone and only put up 3 points, or you throw an interception off your back foot and we march down and score, all that goes to waste. You know what I'm saying?
Fact.
So offense that comes out and really just put their foot down and make Aaron Rodgers be one-dimensional. And I feel like that's when this defense is really going to feast on Sunday.
Facts. And the one thing that I will say about Kellen Moore, which I give him a lot of hell, but if we get inside that 20, we're scoring. We're more than likely, we're going to score a touchdown.
Yeah,
especially inside the 10, like, we're going to score.
Yeah, and that's the one thing I love about Kellen Moore. And when he finally listens to me, man, it's when we go tempo. I love how we came tempo out the gate. You know what I'm saying? Because we get to dictate what the defense is doing versus the opposite, man. So you come out, you play tempo, play hurry up offense. You let Dak get into a rhythm, let the run game get into a rhythm, keep the defense off balance. You strike first. It really puts things in a situation that favors the Cowboys, because now our defense can really peel their ears back and come get the quarterback.
And Green Bay ain't stopping the run this year.
Yeah, it's gonna be some opportunity, man. So, but we'll see.
I like to go tempo against them, honestly, and push that, because I don't think they can play as fast.
Right.
That's something they don't want to do.
Right.
And honestly, Dobbs is out, so really the only receiver we is really worried about is Lazard.
Yeah, Lazard, and maybe Christian Watson has a day because he's coming back up from concussion. But yeah, that's what I'm saying. You can't look past them, but I just feel like they just don't have the talent that you should be concerned about.
Honestly, the only thing that's going to keep them in the game is the refs.
Agreed.
Right.
Agreed. Like a rough in the pass or something, like something dumb, like.
Right.
I mean, and we is good for those.
Right.
Well, my thing is, like, I think one of you guys said it last night. If you're gonna get a roughing the passer this week, make his ass
Right.
feel it.
Make him feel it. Right.
Make his old ass feel it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Because you already can see Rodgers don't want to be out there.
Right.
Hell no. Make him cut somebody out.
Right.
For his fuck up.
That's the boogeyman.
I see Aaron Rodgers throw like 2 high passes in the red zone and just go off and throw bitch fit. And it's like, bro, you underthrew your lineman who's wide open.
Right. Right.
I mean, so you damn figure he damn had his 3 INT game, so he is due for a decent game. So I'm like, I ain't gonna bury him, but
he can have it next week.
Honestly, they actually might lose these next 3 because they got Tennessee, then damn Philly.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, he struggled with Washington. I just can't see it, bro.
Yeah.
I just can't see it.
That's the only thing about Philly. I actually would like to win the division, but looking at their schedule, I'm like, even if we beat them, I'm like,
it's hard. It's gonna be hard to catch.
Yeah, I'm like this. It's gonna be hard.
I even said that looking at it, like even when the schedule's released, I'm like, God damn, that schedule is super light. Like
I'm like this. They're gonna have to really fall off in damn order to catch them.
Because the games that kind of had circles, like, all right, Green Bay, they can, like, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, bro, like, as of now, it's like, here's the crazy part, even not about catching Philly, bro. I don't know how the hell we get the Giants off of breathing down our damn neck, too. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just don't, it's just that team that's right behind, like, bro, back up a little bit to the Giants. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm looking at their schedule. I'm like, man, they could really go on a run. I mean, besides the games that we have, but I mean, we got the Texans. They could lose to the Lions, Cowboys, Washington, Eagles, Washington, Vikings, Colts, and the Eagles again. So,
but if there was a team to have a collapse, it would be them, because if you watch their games, they're more than likely losing going into the fourth.
Right.
And it could flip, like, going in the second half of the season.
Right.
So I think it's coming. I think they get off our neck pretty soon. I think they will.
But that is one of the teams that actually want to make the playoffs, because that is going to knock somebody else off. Because Seattle's probably going to be pretty decent going down the stretch. Because the NFC West is trash, and that would kind of keep San Francisco. I think San Francisco may walk Seattle down, but
they probably will. You seen McCaffrey with them?
But
yeah.
I actually rather McCaffrey be their main guy than damn like an Eric Mitchell.
Well, damn, Jeff Wilson Jr. was killing. I really don't understand. It is what it is, bro. It is what it is.
I'm like this. I would rather see them be finesse than actually hard nose.
But with McCaffrey, it really opens up Kittle.
Right.
That's really where, because with the Eric Mitchells and the Jeff Wilsons, they couldn't get Kittle in that second level like that. Now you got to respect the fact that the running back is a home run threat. So that leaves that middle of the field for Kittle to just kind of eat.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm so glad I got him in fantasy.
But it's almost like Jimmy G don't like Debo as a receiver than a running back. Like, he actually kills with Ayuk.
Which is kind of crazy, because as a receiver, they're kind of the same. The only difference is that you can hand the ball to Debo.
Right.
So I don't know. I'm with you. I don't really fear nobody in the NFC. But I do fear Philly a little bit.
Because they're Division 4. I'm not worried about going to
Philly.
Philly.
But I will say that they're a tough football team. You know what I'm saying? They are a tough football team, and they have shown us in the game that they played us that if they need to, they can, run the ball, not necessarily down our throats, but they can play keep away a little bit. That damn quarterback sneak, we ain't got no answer for it on 4 for 1.
Right.
Because they went for it and got a lot of 4th downs on us.
Right. Which I don't know why we don't do the same thing with Dak, but that's a whole nother conversation.
Nah. I don't even want Dak running the ball.
Now I'm talking about that sneak though, like on 4th and 1. Like, we get 2 people behind him, just push Dak forward like they were doing to us. Like, Dak's big too. You know what I'm saying? So we'll be all right versus Philly.
I think San Francisco is probably. I mean Tampa too. I'm not in. I ain't gonna lie. I don't want to play Tampa in the playoffs.
Yeah, because they know how to beat us.
Nah, man, that's the second boogeyman, man. So we got Michael Myers and we got to go kill Jason too, man. I need to see two bodies, man.
Because the only reason why I say that, we do the same shit the damn Rams do. Be up by 5 points with a minute left and it's 3rd and 1 and they do some dumb shit and kick the ball off and Brady drive it to beat us. Like,
yeah. Nah, the thing about Tom, I'd rather play the damn Eagles than to play the damn Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And the reason is because Tom Brady can take them from an empty formation to a power formation and just run the ball at the edge where we just can't stop it, bro. Like, you saw it all week 1. Like, he just knew how to get into the proper play that we just couldn't stop.
Right.
Tom ain't gonna sit back in the pocket versus us. He gonna throw 2-yard dumps. Hey, I'm not worried about that pass rush.
Right.
Tom will throw the ball 20 times and hand that joint to – and Fournette will be healthy for that week. He'll be healthy as hell. You ain't seen Fournette run like that all year, except for us.
Right.
But I think we actually got a good shot this year. I mean, because this is probably one of the first years I actually like our matchups throughout the playoffs. I'm like this. We can go to Seattle and then beat Geno. I'm like, eventually this shit gonna stop.
Right.
It depends, man. Because if you actually watch them play, Geno is playing pretty solid. But that
he is.
That damn Kenneth Walker looks like the next coming of fucking beast mode right now.
Yeah, and I feel like they got a nice little sleeper draft class too, man. You know what I'm saying? With Woolen, like they got a lot of people slept on, man. So they're just coming together as a solid team, and Pete Carroll got them flying. And that could be the weirdo team, you know what I'm saying, in the NFC that like we kind of had with the Bengals last year. All of a sudden, we're watching the Super Bowl and all that. It's the damn Seahawks or some weird. You know what I'm saying? It completely pissed me off. Like I said, last year, bro, I was so mad. Like the damn Bengals with their horrible offensive line, it just defied football for me. You know what I'm saying? Like that. Yeah. That's who beat the Chiefs to go to the Super Bowl. Like this. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, it just don't make sense. But
nah, because you actually watch us fuck that 49ers game up.
Yeah, man.
Like, you can't block nobody today.
Yeah, right.
They had Zach Martin on the floor.
Right.
Zach Martin.
Everybody got wood, bro. Everybody got a piece. And it's
like damn, Bosa damn near threw damn loud collars on the sideline.
Right.
Tyron was getting thrown around.
That's why we gotta get bully proof, man. We gotta get bully proof. So, hey, fellas, I gotta dip real quick, man. The wife is texting me about something upstairs, man. Yeah.
You all get it?
Yeah, I probably do something I'm supposed to do. So, now, I'm on borrowed time because I just got back from vacation, man.
Oh yeah.
What score be before you leave?
So what did I have yesterday? I had 24-17. Did I say 24-17?
Yeah, I think you did because I had 20.
Yeah, I got Cowboys winning 24-17 over Green Bay, man. Dumped the water cooler on Mike McCarthy.
Yeah.
All right, thanks, bro.
All right, my guys. Appreciate y'all, man.
All right, my guy.
Peace.
Yeah. For my prediction, man, I got 27-16. I just don't see the Packers really being able to. They might come out guns a-blazing early on. I just don't see them being able to sustain that. They just don't have enough. And I just think we're more physical than them. We're a better football team. We're deeper than them. I don't know where they attack us.
Yep. And I actually feel that way. Like, if I'm putting my nuts out there, to me, this is a game where we could beat them like 31-7. But it is probably going to be closer to that. I think it's probably one of them games they actually start off 10-0 and we just walk them down and finish them late.
Yeah, whoop that ass, man. Yeah, bro. I just don't see it. Even Aaron Rodgers, even think about this, right? Like, even if we turn the ball over twice and they get the ball inside the 20, I don't fear that they're going to score touchdowns. Like yesterday, I looked at it, and they are inside the red zone, 48% touchdown conversion rate.
I'm like this because who they really gonna throw it to?
Yeah, and we're at 68%. So,
And
like,
that's with 5 games of Cooper Rush.
yeah, like I said, we get in the red zone, we're going to score a touchdown, and we get into the red zone quite a bit. We're averaging 22.9 points a game, and most of that was with Cooper Rush. And we didn't score. We scored 0 with Dak in week 1, right? Or did we?
Yeah, we didn't even get to the red zone week 1.
I think we scored. Did we score 3 points that game?
Yeah, 3 points.
Okay, yeah.
That's like a long field goal.
Yeah, so we scored 3 points that game, and we're averaging 22.9. Green Bay's averaging 17.1 points a game. Like, I just don't see. They get a lot of yards though. It's crazy because in total yards they're 6th, and their defense is pretty good too. So I was looking up the stats for that. They're really they're a top 10 defense too, maybe a top 5 defense. They're very similar to us. 26th against the run. They're number 1 against the pass.
Yeah, because you ain't really got to pass on them.
Yeah. So they're very similar to us when it comes to defense, but they don't have the defense we have. And they haven't played the type of people we have. You know what I'm saying? So I think that it'll just be a game where we just kind of break their will, and it'll be emotional in the beginning. Aaron Rodgers has something to prove because Mike McCarthy's on the other side, and what's that coach's name again? I can't think of Green Bay coach's name right now. LaFleur, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he has something to prove too.
And
So I think
that's something to prove though.
So I think that
beat their ass.
Yeah. Their script, I think their script is going to be something that we haven't seen all year from Green Bay. They're going to be very innovative, and it'll probably just look different, like, oh, Green Bay, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, like I say, I think they'll probably come down, have a good first drive. Flawless, like, damn, they might chop our ass up today. But then after that.
Yeah. We just got to get off the field on 3rd down. That's it.
To me, this I don't because I don't know if you remember this game in the 07 season when we went to Chicago to play the Bears. It was like week 4, and the Bears was like 12-4 the year before, and they came out, but they was teetering, and then we put them away late. I almost think it is gonna look like that.
Probably, I could see it. I honestly don't think. I think the score will look closer than the game actually is.
Probably.
Well, kind of like the Bears. Like, that was 49-29, but, like, it really was, like, 49 to, like, 13. You know what I'm saying?
We actually gave them some BS TDs.
Yeah, it really was, like, 49 to, like, 13. And really, if you think about it, they wiped how many turnovers off the board? The fumble.
The fumble, Trayvon Diggs pick. So they actually
that was 13 points right there. That was 13 points. But we're in the red zone to score, or we're close to the red zone to score. And like I said, when we get like turnovers or we get the ball down there, we're gonna punch it in. So,
and to me, our biggest key on offense lately in the red zone has been the tight ends. The tight ends has been murdering in the red zone.
And Zeke, I think Zeke got about 6 touchdowns this year. Tony can punch it in right now. So, yeah, I mean, you don't know where it's coming from in the red zone. The only thing we don't have in the red zone for real is the guy you can really just throw the ball up to.
And then really you do, because I think
CD. Yeah, we just not gonna throw it up to CD. Yeah, I'm with you. Like, I know he is that. I just know we ain't gonna throw it up.
Gallup really damn Gallup too.
Yeah, I know. We just not gonna do it. I don't know why, but we just don't.
Which is being good to get Odell. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I want Odell for them damn crossing routes in the play action game. To be honest,
me too. To me, I think Odell's probably going to be 70-80% of what he was at the end of last season, but
And
we
guess
don't
what?
need him to come in to be 2015 Odell.
Well, and guess what? That 70-80% is better than Noah Brown. It's better than James Washington.
It's better than Simi. Honestly, if you listen to Mike McCarthy, James Washington ain't playing till after Thanksgiving.
So if that's the case, then I might as well go get Odell.
To me, that is saying y'all about to cut him.
Go ahead. I mean, I don't know why we signed him. I've never been a James Washington fan. You can go watch all the stuff. Like, you can go watch all my videos. Like, I'm like, all right, well, I just don't know where it works with Dak because he's not really a route runner like that.
I'm like this. To me, that almost saying that actually told me y'all actually might really go get Odell. Because you already know they is usually, hey, we actually got our guy coming back soon. And then for Mike to say, yeah, the way our practice schedule coming up, it ain't no need for him to break his 21-day practice window. I said,
oh, yeah. Nope. They're like, yeah, nope, Odell. I think they're trying to get him. I just think they have to convince Steven that it's worth it. You know what I'm saying? It's worth the money.
yeah,
they got to convince Steven it's worth the money.
well, Jerry just puts his foot down and say, this is what I'm doing.
Jerry got to do that. Jerry, bro, are you trying to win the Super Bowl or not? You know what I'm saying? Are you trying to put all the chips in? That's what I would do personally.
Because from everything we know, if Jerry just say, all right, this is what we doing, Steven ain't got nothing to say. But most of the time, Jerry will be like, all right, whatever y'all do, y'all do.
I just don't understand. Like, just give them a multi-year deal and have an out.
Yeah, give them the funny money deal. Yeah, it's a 5-year deal, but knowing you out of it after 2.
Exactly. Like, I just don't understand. But, you know.
Because in reality, you ain't going to pay him much this year anyway. It ain't like you about to pay him $20 million for 4 games.
Heck no. And like Rome was saying yesterday, give him Schultz his money because Schultz more than likely ain't going to be back anyway. That's really what a market is for him. Schultz getting $10 million this year, but you got 2 young boys that they're not necessarily better than him, but they're going to offer you more value in what you want to do, which is run the football in the play action game. And Schultz's volume is, I'm going to catch 70 balls a year. And it's like, you don't necessarily need that. Where I got 2 guys that can catch 70, and I got 2 guys that can catch 70 collectively, but they're going to block better. And they're more of a threat.
And honestly, if Ferguson catches 70 balls, he's 1,000-yard tight end.
Yeah, he is. And that's the thing. You know, I said that when we drafted him. There were guys that I wanted, like Dolchich and homeboy from UVA, Jelani Woods. Jelani Woods.
Going to the Colts
but Ferguson was one of the guys that I liked because of his yak ability and his ability to block, his ability to play in line. I thought that he was something that we needed for the 12 personnel. Dalton Schultz, Jake Ferguson is what they thought Dalton Schultz was going to be, in my opinion. As far as, you know, we thought he was going to be a good, tough run blocker from Stanford or whatnot, and he's just not that. You know what I'm saying? He became the finesse guy. I don't know why, but he did.
Yeah, because he damn wasn't this bad blocker at first. I'm like, damn, put in Dan Schultz because Jarwin can't block worth shit. Now it's like Schultz can't block worth shit.
Or is it that Schultz really wasn't that good at blocking, but Jarwin was just so bad that it looked like Schultz was good?
Yeah, probably. But both damn Hendershot and Ferguson is way better blockers.
That's the Big Ten, baby. Big Ten. And that's why I'm saying, like, with this Green Bay game, going in the cold, we might have to just go Big Ten football. Might have to go Big Ten football.
And I think that's the difference between this year and last year.
It,
Probably this time last year, we actually couldn't run the ball no more after the Denver game.
yeah.
Other
And
than splash plays, we actually couldn't run the ball consistently versus nobody.
would you bring Zeke back this week?
The way it sounded, he may not play this week.
And guess what? I don't think you need him. I don't think you
Yep.
need him because I think Malik Davis is more than capable of at least giving you 80% of what Zeke gives you.
And to me, if they keep Zeke out, it is telling me they learned from last year.
Yeah, not only that, but it's giving them an opportunity to see, okay, can Tony be the guy down the stretch that if we need to, if we need to lean on him, can he do that? I know that a lot of fans, and I know that Skip Pete said some stuff, and I know that Tony got tired in that Bears game after 15 touches. But for me, there's no way to condition to be a bell cow or a guy that is high volume without doing it. I think the more you do it, the better you get at it.
And I think Jeff Kavanaugh almost made me jump in on him. I said, I ain't gonna leave that alone because 21's always tapping his helmet. Like, I can go in on that, but I'm not.
Now I get what he was saying. It was like, bro, like, how can y'all say this about Tony not being able to take the load, but the guy who's taking the load or the guy who is getting the brunt of the carries or had been is tapping his helmet. It's more along the lines of guys, like running backs get tired. It is what it is. Like whether you're a bell cow or not, these motherfuckers they get tired. And that's what you got them there for. I get what you said. He wasn't trying to like kill Zeke. It was just more like it's more like guys, like y'all are tripping over something so small. Like
Yep.
it's not like either of these guys is Emmett. You know what I'm saying?
Zeke was Emmett, but he's not Emmett now.
Yeah. He's not Emmett now. You know what I'm saying? Different game too. You know what I'm saying? Different beast, different off seasons, different practice rules. You got to take that into account too. How can like I said, the only way Tony can get used to this is by doing it because you can't practice it. You can't even hit in practice. You know what I'm saying? Preseasons, they're not even giving you. In the preseason, Tony would have gotten carries in the old days. Now it's not even that.
Yeah, you don't even. Yeah, him or Zeke don't even touch the ball in the preseason.
Yeah, and that's kind of a problem to me in a sense.
Honestly, them not playing in the preseason has watered down the first month of the NFL season because you're getting bad football because nobody's playing.
Well, that's for us because Buffalo played, Tampa played, Kansas City played. You know what I'm saying? And two of those three are top teams in the NFL. Teams that I probably would put above the Cowboys right now.
Actually, Philly played also.
Yeah, Philly played. Yeah. So Philly is the top team right now. So I think it's something said to even with I think it's something said with the shorter preseason, getting those guys a little bit of work in one of those games, at least, can do you more better than harm.
Because Hurts and them played damn near all them games, and so did KC.
Exactly. So
Buffalo too.
I mean, for me, I always felt like preseason, like you get, your running backs like Zeke, maybe get him 3 carries, give him a possession, gives Dak a possession in the first one, and you know what I'm saying? Like, you get those guys, you get the linemen used to the cadence, getting used. I mean, they talk about controlled scrimmages and using those as gauges, and for me, I'm like, nah, it's not the bright lights, it's not the crowd. You know what I'm saying? That aspect. It's not the real referees calling the game in that atmosphere. So it's a little bit different, in my opinion. and I think certain teams were a little bit more. They were a little bit more ready. I think we're starting to be ready now. I think that we're probably closer to playing our best football than we are, playing our worst football, obviously.
And I
But
think that's the difference between this year and last year. It's like it almost feel like we peaked so early, and we almost feel like how in 2018 we actually peaked late, and I think that is more or less what the team gonna be like this year.
yeah, we're a little bit more battle tested too, because if you think about it, late in the season last year, we beat the shit out of Washington, we beat the shit out of Philly, but it was those teams that were willing to punch us in the mouth that we struggled with. Like the last year's team probably would have lost to Chicago.
Yeah,
You know what
yeah,
I'm saying?
we would have threw the ball 70 times.
The Detroit game, we probably would have been more in a dogfight, in my opinion, because because that game was ugly, and we're actually learning how to play in those ugly games. Like the Giants game was ugly, and it was slow paced until the fourth quarter, and then we kind of pulled away. The Bengals game wasn't ugly. I think that was more of our style of game. But you know, that Detroit game was super ugly, very very ugly.
And that damn game went by so fast.
Yeah, it did. It definitely did because it was a lot. I mean,
Because it actually really wasn't no penalties, and it was just running the ball, running the ball. It wasn't a bunch of incomplete passes. It was like dink and dunk on both sides, so the clock is just going. Because we was halfway through the fourth quarter, and like one of them games was barely coming out of halftime.
yeah. Washington, and yeah, it was some other game too. Washington, yeah, I do remember that. So, I think that our wins are getting their character wins. That Chicago win was a lot better than people are going to give us credit for, because Miami was in a dogfight with their ass.
Yeah.
But yeah,
And
man,
if you look at it, honestly, that getting hurt was the best thing for the team.
yeah, because if he didn't,
Because it then forced them to say, okay, we going to have to win really how we're built to win. Because if that don't get hurt, they is still trying to throw the ball 45 times with a receiving core you can't throw the ball 45 times with.
agreed. And I got to make this point before I head out, because I definitely got to head out in a little bit. You're absolutely right. The formula, we had to go through this, just like we've had to do everything else. The Cowboys learned the hard way, and they luck up into, okay, this is what we're supposed to be doing after injury. So I think that as it goes along, I think what Steve Young was trying to say was that maybe they should use the formula with Dak that they used with Cooper Rush, and I think that we've been doing that pretty well. He just phrased it into he should learn from Cooper Rush, when it's really in reality it should have been Kellen Moore learning from that situation.
Yeah, I'm like, because I damn said it in the offseason, I'm like, y'all gonna have to run the ball because you not, at least not at the beginning of the part of the season, you're gonna be able to throw the ball 50 times. I think
It's not gonna happen.
now. I think Gallup is looking better and better each week. So really next month you can throw the ball 35 times if you need to. And I'm like this honestly, with that, as long as you in the game in the fourth quarter, you're gonna have a chance to win.
Yeah, and I think 35 is a magic number. I don't think you want to go above 35.
Honestly, I don't really see nobody who is just gonna light us up other than on a bad day. Which everybody has those bad days where don't shit work.
Absolutely. So you got to be able to have those things that you can have in your back pocket in those type of games, and that's what I like about this young group that we drafted, and we didn't draft, like in Hendershot and Ferguson. We can take that anywhere. We took him into Philly. They killed Philly ass too. So.
I'm with you.
Yeah, man, I got to get out of here, bro. I appreciate you having me, man. We got to do this more often. Yeah, so I got my prediction: Dallas 27-16 over Green Bay, and I think we're talking next week about the Minnesota game.
Yep.
But yeah, man, I gotta get out of here, bro. I'm out.
Yep. Me too.